So it was March 12th when the Commerce Department had our typical Wednesday morning meeting, and it was our last in-person meeting. And it was at that time that we decided that we were going to send everybody home to work remotely.
Obviously, I didn't anticipate that we were going to be confronted with a pandemic. You know, my second month into the job.
You know, we do this all the time. Floods, fires. There hasn't been a pandemic in over 100 years.
What we were doing was everything possible to try to empower people, improve lives, inspire success, and in this case, do everything they could to help save lives.
It was a real shift in how we related and how we worked with one another.
You had to learn whole new languages. So there's a lot of challenges.
We started the move, the middle of March 16th to the 18th, where as a state, we moved like 7,500 employees. That took a lot of work. It's not easy.
We've seen people put every ounce of themselves forward to make sure that we could get everything done possible to be able to get the outcomes that we needed to in this pandemic.
We also had great leadership from the top down, setting an expectation. It's on one of our posters, you will work as one. And this is just another example where it was time for Team North Dakota to all come together.
It was just an immense effort of people standing up, standing together, and really setting aside egos and thinking about what was possible to get work done.
And it gives us sort of this anything is possible attitude as a team, because if we can, go through that and come out of it almost in a better place than we were before, it really opens up the door to believe that anything is possible.
It's that North Dakota can-do spirit. It's that North Dakota, we will work through the challenges.
It's not just part of the culture of the military or DES or law enforcement or hospitals. Team North Dakota has that rush to the fire mentality, and we have a mission to do. We got to get it done. And it's everybody's responsibility to accomplish the mission. And I tell you what, I see that every day in the National Guard. That's the way we're brought up. I see that every day in the Department of Emergency Services, because that's what they signed up to do. They signed up to be at their best when other people are having their worst day ever.
While no one would hope for a global pandemic, it came, and it is, and it was, and it will be. But because of this global pandemic, I've been able to see some of the most committed, inspirational, selfless acts through my team and through the Team North Dakota that we work with every day. I will remember this for the rest of my life.
There's thousands of people behind the scenes that make it possible for the state of North Dakota to respond. And there is a reality that those people don't get recognized. They aren't seen as the people who make everything happen. But it's like the tires on your car. You can have the coolest car ever, the greatest engine, the most amazing transmission, but if you have no tires, it doesn't go anywhere. And people don't think of their tires helping to enable. And the reality is we are a bit of that. We're enabling the capacity of government to respond. And there are thousands of us like that.
There are some really incredibly talented, dedicated employees out there. They rise up and they're able to use their full potential. And when you empower these folks, it's amazing what they can do.
There is no appropriate amount of thanks or gratitude to express to teammates who come to work every day and leave their families by closing their door or putting their headphones on and working tirelessly to make sure that North Dakota does come through this, not just okay, but better than before.
The things that are critical for us is, I think, number one is to thank all of Team North Dakota for all of their great work under some very trying conditions and some trying situations, but also thank them for their patience and thank them for persevering during this pandemic. We're in this thing right now. The journey isn't complete, so keep up the great work, keep looking forward. And I think the final thing is, everything is going to be okay.
And in a time of such great uncertainty, those words are hard to say unless you work with the people that we work with every day. Because of that, and because of the commitment and the perseverance and the utter love and passion for this state, I do also believe that everything's going to be okay.
I believe in the leadership of North Dakota. I believe in the citizens of North Dakota. I believe in Team North Dakota. And I know that as we look forward, there'll be some other challenges ahead of us. But based on where we've been since the middle of March, I think we can do this. As a matter of fact, I know we can do this.
Good afternoon and welcome to this year's Governor's Awards for Excellence in Public Service. It's a true honor to be here to recognize the dedication and successes of Team North Dakota. Right off the bat, what a fantastic opening video, and a special thanks to Kelly Ivanko from NDIT for helping to pull together that fantastic opening video showcasing Team ND. First Lady of North Dakota, Lieutenant Governor Brent Sanford, and I are filled with gratitude every day for the opportunity to make a positive impact on the state, serving alongside all of the dedicated members of Team ND. Today's ceremony, of course, is the first. We're doing it by video. Brent who's been a partner in this in past years. Today is in Fargo, helping to chair the Joint Water Topics Committee with the State Water Commission and the Legislative Interim Water Topics Committee. But sends his gratitude as well. And while today's format is different than in years past, we are grateful that we still have an opportunity to recognize your individual and collective contributions to state government and North Dakota citizens, particularly in light of this incredible year that we're going through right now. I want to thank everyone who took the time to nominate your colleagues for the great work. These are peer-based nominations, and this year you outperformed, as you have in so many different ways. We had 806 nominations this year coming from more than 40 different agencies, highlighting the accomplishments of your fellow team members. And I can think of nothing better than an individual in our state who's working hard, but taking the extra time on top of all you're doing to make a nomination for one of your peers. So while we've got a record number of nominators, we have a record number of nominees. And with our new format, we expect we have a record number of people watching. So welcome to all of you Team ND members who are watching today, but also welcome to the public who's invited to tune in today and learn and hear about all the great work that you're doing. As members of Team ND, I know that each of you strive every day to fulfill our purpose statement. The 6 words, empower people, improve lives, and inspire success, touch on the work that we do across every agency and every branch of government. But this year, I think we can say that those 6 words, that we could maybe even make a slight modification, because not only empowering people and inspiring success and improving lives, this year, the work that many of you are doing is actually saving lives. And so it's been an extraordinary, incredibly challenging year, but I think it has for sure strengthened our bond of those at Team ND around the common purpose to positively impact the lives of North Dakotans through service at every level. When we think back on the last year, it was just about a year ago that we were starting to hold conference calls with emergency managers across the state, discussing the impacts of the severe storms and the record rainfall that led to record fall flooding that devastated our agriculture sector and our transportation network across the state. That fall disaster last fall left billions of dollars of crops stranded or destroyed. And then before the first case of coronavirus even occurred in North Dakota, we saw our other major industry, energy, literally pummeled by a global price collapse, where we had a day where the price of oil actually dipped below $0 per barrel, and it sent our oil and gas industry reeling and unemployment skyrocketing in our state. And then on March 11th, we had the first case of coronavirus. But before that, we had already assembled state resources under our unified command. We'd already been having calls with the federal government, with FEMA, with Health and Human Services, with the White House, and we've been holding teleconferences with our great private sector hospital partners, our long-term care leaders, and education leaders across the state as we began to prepare our efforts and prevention to navigate what at that time was still highly unknown territory. Since then, effort by Team ND members have continued 7x24 to fight this pandemic and maintain services to our citizens, often in new and remarkable ways. And the work that all of you have done also has been nothing short of remarkable. We've had so many incredible efforts, and I'm just going to highlight a few before we get into the individual awards. But of course, we have to start out. The Department of Health has been our lead agency during this pandemic, and they've accomplished what might have seemed impossible before, especially across all the functions of the state health department, but at the state lab, where the daily testing capacity has increased by a factor of 30 from under 200 tests a day to now operating more than 6,000 tests per day, and working as one with the North Dakota National Guard, NDIT, and others. They had about 40 contact tracers that were working last year in mid-April as the pandemic was ramping up. Today, we have nearly 400. Disease control, the COVID-19 hotline, all went above and beyond to respond to the risks of the pandemic and answer the many accompanying questions from the public. Jumping to another department who's been in this fight on the front lines, the Department of Commerce took the bull by the horns. They've been interacting with North Dakota businesses daily since the beginning to ensure that the businesses in North Dakota had the tools, the information, the relief they needed to weather the storm. More than 19,000 businesses in North Dakota across 22 different industries received payment protection program loans for over $1.7 billion, keeping 176,000 North Dakota employees on private sector payrolls. North Dakota received more PPP funding per private sector worker than any other state, and this is a credit to both the Department of Commerce and the Great Bank of North Dakota working with our local lenders. Commerce also played key roles in creating and updating our North Dakota Smart Restart Plan, and is now in the process of administering $66 million in economic resiliency grants to help businesses make improvements that will inspire customers to return to the marketplace safety. That consumer confidence is key to helping our economy get back to and beyond where it was before. Nearly 2,600 North Dakota businesses have applied for applications, and already more than $16.5 million has been awarded to 800 businesses. All of this while Commerce continues to work on leading the 2020 census efforts. And again, if you're listening today and haven't answered the census, there's still time. Department of Human Services also been on the front lines, leading our emergency child care grant program, which helped maintain the viability of our important sector in our economy, the child care, that allowed our emergency and frontline essential workers to continue to serve the state. They built the Vulnerable Population Protection Plan, or VP3, which has received national recognition. And as we've focused on the physical health risk of COVID-19, the incredible Department of Human Services Behavioral Health Division has kept us focused on mental health aspects of this pandemic as well. And the agency also had major input into the K-12 restart plan. NDIT has been touching almost every aspect of what we do across all branches of government. When we as state government decided to protect our workforce by moving 7,000 Team ND members to working remotely and moving them out of state-owned office buildings in 48 hours. This incredible feat speaks to the NDIT's dedication and the value of the unification of IT across agencies. In addition to working around the clock to support state agencies to both continue and then modify their work to serve citizens, NDIT had to take the lead on the front lines of defending against a surge of cyber attacks and scams, protecting the data that's entrusted to us by our state citizens. As bad actors, including multiple nation states, were attacking North Dakota and our agencies directly, looking to take advantage of this. Our cyber attacks went up 5 to 7-fold in our state from these attacks during the pandemic, and again, great work by the NDIT cyber team to protect us. North Dakota National Guard again lived up to its motto of always ready, always there. And along with the Department of Emergency Services, both led by General Dorman, who you saw in the video, they've been supporting our COVID response with everything from strategic planning to testing support. Guard members were absolutely instrumental from our very first drive-up surveillance testing in Amadon last spring to the dozens and dozens of testing events that have occurred since then. Today, there's more than 300 Guard members that are deployed working against the pandemic, and we want to thank all of our full-time and part-time National Guard members for their incredible service to the state. Job Service, North Dakota, another agency on the front lines, a historic flood of unemployment claims and they were not just regular claims, they were also claims for new programs that were created in record time at the federal level. So nearly 30,000 claims each came in for pandemic emergency unemployment compensation and pandemic unemployment assistance. These were two brand new programs that required much IT changes and program learning. In collaboration with the Guard, the Department of Health, DHS, IT, the Department of Labor Job Service also formed the Workforce Coordination Center to help fill the gaps in our state's workforce. The North Dakota Department of Transportation shifted services online, but found a way to safely keep our commercial driver's license tests going, recognizing truck drivers as essential to our economy. They teamed up with the health department to deliver medical supplies to hospitals around the state, and the NDDOT hauled 40% of the PPP and the state medical cash to 49 hospitals across North Dakota back in early April. And the department's been working to get through the backlog of driver's license and motor vehicle registrations that are occurring. Some of that as a result of having to close state offices, and they've responded with innovation and new approaches and new energy to take some of those processes online and make some permanent changes for our citizens in our state to make it easier for citizens to interact with the state. Department of Corrections has done an amazing job. They've kept North Dakota from falling into the same outbreak situation that many other states have experienced in their corrections facilities. They put in strict COVID-19 protocols related to admissions, visitor, and they've used masks and PPE. They've done regular testing, and they did all of this before we had broad outbreaks, and they've really staved a problem that other states have had to deal with. The OMB, the small team that we have there and the great leadership under Joe Morissette, managed an influx, $1.25 billion in CARES Act funding coming in, as well as new protocols for state facilities, because OMB also manages the real estate portion for the state, all while working with agencies to prepare budgets for next biennium in a challenging revenue environment. Workforce Safety and Insurance worked closely with us on executive orders to extend workers' comp coverage to first responders and healthcare workers on the front lines. DEQ has kept doing all the things they're doing, and in addition, collaborating with universities and local municipalities in Grand Forks, Fargo, and Bismarck to pioneer an innovative wastewater testing program to help us identify COVID trends in communities. You'll be hearing more about that in the days, weeks, and months ahead. As other states around the nation just scrapped their spring fish spawning operations, North Dakota Game and Fish found a way to safely conduct and keep stocking our state's more than 400 fishing waters. Just one of the many actions that Game and Fish has taken to ensure sportsmen and women had outdoor activities available when many indoor activities were canceled. And of course, North Dakota did keep all of our fishing and hunting seasons open while other states actually closed them. Likewise, Parks and Recs Department opened campsites on June 23rd fully. They were open partially before that, providing another option for people to safely participate in North Dakota's great outdoors. Indian Affairs Commission help coordinate frequent calls, which we've been having regularly with the 5 tribal nations with whom we share geography, and providing collaboration and assistance, whether it's on testing, PPE, or other resources. North Dakota Highway Patrol has also had, in addition to their regular and sometimes increased workload during the pandemic, also has been providing timely courier service to move COVID test samples around the state and to make sure that we can get results back to people sooner and in addition to keeping our citizens safe on the road. Department of Financial Institutions has implemented remote exams, and Securities Department watched out for consumers and investors to ensure they were protected, because there was an increase in online and phone scams during this time. To keep the media and public informed of all these Herculean efforts, the Joint Information Center, comprised of communication experts across multiple agencies, worked to distill and disseminate all the important data being collected and answer the daily multitude of questions that come in regarding everyday's developments and decisions. And then working with the North Dakota Department of Health, the Joint Information Center has helped create what's been recognized as one of the best dashboards with COVID information in the country, all transparent and available to the public. Other elected officials have been hard at work as well. And of course, the 125,000 K-12 students and all of their parents have been some of those who've been most affected by this pandemic. And the Department of Public Instruction has helped districts achieve the impossible last spring, shifting to distance learning in record time. And under Superintendent Baszler's leadership, DPI has helped ensure that North Dakota students continue to receive an education last spring, when many other states had shut down their instructional systems entirely. And with the K-12 Smart Restart and the Healthy Return to Learning team, they've been working through our present day challenges to work to keep kids in school receiving safe, high quality education as we continue to work to get kids back in school 5 days a week in North Dakota, which is our goal. The North Dakota University system, which comprises of 11 institutions in our state, also last spring had closed campuses but kept educating students through distance learning, and they're working this fall to be among those universities in this nation that are actually holding hybrid, but with the option of in-person classes, and safely doing that. So congratulations to both K-12 and higher ed for being among the first states to have students back in classrooms. Across the board, other non-cabinet agencies have stepped up as well. Our independently elected insurance commissioner, who's always been a fantastic partner, has been working hard to remove barriers, whether it's on reimbursement for COVID testing or helping with orders to allow companies to expand important telehealth services for both physical and mental and behavioral health. Our tax commissioner has been working by extending filing deadlines, which took financial pressure off people in the state. The judicial branch made a similarly rapid move and shifted to virtual courts, and the legislative branch providing virtual interim meeting options and working extremely closely with the executive branch on the CARES Act dollar distribution, both through the Emergency Commission and the budget section, and also again with the virtual interim meeting options, providing more transparency to citizens than ever before. The Secretary of State's office has been managing the June primary, the first mail-in, all mail-in primary election, and then also working to secure that we've got safe in-person election coming up in November, but for those that choose to vote by absentee, that will be prepared to handle and manage a record number of absentee ballots. You go down the list, and there are literally too many efforts to name, but the great work that's been done by our ag commissioner related to the disaster work with our ag community. The Attorney General's office is touching virtually all of these: the Treasurer's office, the Auditor's office, Public Service Commission, Department of Veteran Affairs, Department of Trust Lands, State Water Commission, the Industrial Commission, the Council on the Arts, Department of Minerals. The list goes on and on and on of incredible work that's being done by team members across the state. And all of these reflect the values that we talk about, that we bring to work on this journey every day, the values of courage, of curiosity, of humility, and gratitude. And these support our ability as a state and as Team ND to better serve our citizens. And as we focus on that service, we bring with us 5 cultural aspirations, and all of those have been on display in a mighty way throughout this pandemic. The first being the citizen focus. focused because, again, we know that we come to work every day and our purpose is to serve the citizens of North Dakota. The second cultural aspiration is a growth mindset where we accept challenges as opportunities and we seek feedback to allow us to grow and keep getting better. Leadership everywhere is the concept that at every level in government, whether you're a frontline worker or an elected official or a cabinet leader, that we need leadership at all levels to help us navigate through the challenges and opportunities ahead of us. Working as one, we break down silos and find opportunities for efficiencies and effectiveness when working together, again, to serve the citizens. And lastly, reminding every day of our purpose statement, the 6 words, that the work that each of you do truly makes a difference for the people in North Dakota. All of that has been certainly apparent with a record number of nominations. As I said, 806 nominations received by 475 nominators that highlighted these amazing efforts, all worthy of recognition. Our cross-agency selection team had a difficult job of narrowing the nominations to 10 individual recipients, and the team recipient and everyone on Team ND should feel incredibly proud of what they've accomplished. And speaking on behalf of Lieutenant Governor Sanford and our entire administration, no words can adequately express our deep gratitude for your service to the citizens of North Dakota. And because today's event is virtual, we've invited a group of finalists to join us on the call. If your name is called as a finalist, you'll be invited to provide some brief acceptance remarks by video conference. And we will be coordinating with this year's recipients for a formal photo in the coming weeks to present them with their award in person. And before we get started with our awards for today, I want to say thank you again to the 475 North Dakota team members who submitted nominations. Your nominations are what makes these peer awards possible. In thanks, we have 4 $25 gift cards, which we will be drawing from a bucket of nominators. If you nominated people 10 times, your name is in the bucket 10 times. If you submitted 1, you're in there 1 time. These gift cards, I want to make sure everybody knows, these were provided by an anonymous donor, so no state dollars are being used to provide these gift cards, and so there are no violations going on here whatsoever. But again, let's get started with the giving out 2 gift cards to get things kicked off, and these are for a thank you to the nominators. Amra, we've got a very deep bucket of names here, and I'm pulling out the first gift card recipient. Goes to Joan Schuland. Congratulations, Joan. And the next gift card recipient, I'm going to go in a different part here, make sure we're digging in a lot of names here. Another nominator, thank you. Xiaomin Grimstead, also winning an award from, and I see NDUS EDU, so must be part of the higher ed system, but congratulations to all our nominators. We have 2 more that we're going to be giving out later on today. Let's jump in with the first award. The Zazula Award, named after the one who helps. The Zazula Award is presented to those state employees who work and whose care goes beyond a simple job description. They're the team members who go the extra mile to make sure that questions get answered and citizens are satisfied. They step up in times of need and their absence is felt keenly. They're the ones who help. They provide aid when needed for its sake alone and seek no recognition. As public servants, the members of Team ND know what it is to be the one who helps and the honor the role carries with it. The Zula Award is one of the most nominated award types. There was over 250 nominations this year alone, and due to the incredible number of Zula nominations, we'll be presenting 3 Zula Awards throughout the program this year. The first recipient is an individual whose position naturally places them behind the scenes, but this individual's grand vision, love of solving problems, understanding of technology has highlighted them as a crucial member of Team ND in the fight against COVID-19. One of the tools that we have to help win the battle against COVID-19 is effective, accessible communication. It's an invaluable tool in the face of any crisis, and the COVID-19 pandemic has been no exception. We are grateful to have had a strong response to COVID-19 in North Dakota. We've kept our positivity rate low. Our mortality rate is one of the lowest in the country. Our testing program is the highest in the country. And as one nominator said, throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, this nominee worked around the clock to keep in contact with public health organizations, local broadcast specialists, and the general public to slow the spread of the virus through increased public awareness. He truly embodies the spirit and the work ethic of a dedicated public servant. This individual regularly steps forward to assist agencies across state government to share information through a variety of multimedia though their specialty remains broadcast. As another nominator said, this nominee is a pleasure to work with, and I know that personally, as does my team. They handle a super high stress role with grace and humor, and even today, these individuals working hard, managing multiple events, broadcast events, and literally staying behind the camera. He's a one-man band when it comes to video production for his work as a technical expert behind the weekly COVID-19 press briefings, and they weren't weekly, they were daily for a while, so he's been involved in over 75 press conferences. Please help me with a deep congratulations to the 9-year veteran of the Department of Health, whose first days on the job came during the 2011 flood, so he's no stranger to emergencies. He's a multimedia specialist, and our first 2020 recipient of the Zool Award, the one who helps, goes to none other, the man behind the video production for the state of North Dakota, Clint Fleckenstein. And Clint's waving from behind the cam. We said that none of the award winners were going to be here in person, but this truly deserving award person is here for another minute or two. He's rushing off to the health department to produce another event there at 1 o'clock. But Clint, if you can come down here and socially distance, I'd love to have the honor to give the first award to you in person. And with Clint behind the camera, someone's going to have to tell me where to stand. So we get Clint, make sure that Clint gets in front of the camera for a change. Do we have him? He's good. We got the signal. There you go, Clint. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you'd like to say a few words, this is what it's like to be at the podium.
Wow. Well, yeah, normally I'm back there pushing buttons. Thankfully, I have a backup there. Thank you, Paul. I always say I have the best job in any building I walk into, and my position allows me to work with a number of different state agencies and meet everybody everywhere. And I appreciate, Governor, that you always begin with gratitude, because I am really, really thankful for the position I have. I'm right where I need to be. In the health department, I primarily work for emergency preparedness and response. Our program literally exists for pandemic and bioterrorism, and this is what we train for. I've been the beneficiary of serendipity and even providence, finding cool little, what I call whiz bangs, little technological things for what if. And this event, this response has thrown us into a number of what ifs, literally right after I order whatever device or come up with whatever plan we need to solve the problem. And so I'm immensely grateful to that. This is what we train for. This is what we do, and I'm right where I need to be. Thank you, Governor.
Clint, so well deserving and so articulate. I think we need to get you in front of the camera and out from behind the camera. But congratulations on being our first award winner for today. The second award that we're going to give out today out of 11 awards is the Harvest Award for Excellence in Quality. It's given to an individual who's made an exceptional commitment to quality, which they demonstrate in their everyday work month after month. The results of their leadership and dedication to making a difference have proven to be a true harvest shared by everyone in their organization. As we think about ways the world has changed and the multitude of challenges our citizens face as a result of this pandemic, we must also remember that many other challenges our citizens have faced over the past year as a result of natural disasters. And this individual plays a critical role in North Dakota's disaster resiliency efforts. With incredible attention to detail, they have led the effort to make North Dakota the first state in our region to achieve the enhanced plan status from FEMA for our multi-hazard mitigation plan, opening up access to additional funding from the federal government for mitigation measures and designed to make our state safer and more resilient to the effects of hazards and threats, including natural disasters. They bring the same commitment to quality to their work, reviewing local hazard mitigation plans across the state, ensuring that local jurisdictions remain in compliance and are eligible for federal funding when they need it the most. Indeed, the quality of the work they perform in local mitigation, plan and review, and technical assistance to local and tribal governments has been recognized by FEMA. North Dakota is one of only 5 states that have been granted the authority to review and approve local mitigation plans at the state level. This person is also directly responsible for leading multi-agency efforts to compile request packets on behalf of the governor's office for presidential declarations. And in that regard, we know her work well because we have had an opportunity to work on multiple presidential disaster declarations during our time in office, and including this year pre-pandemic. The quality of their work and attention to detail has been instrumental in helping North Dakota secure 40 emergency and disaster declarations since they started in the agency in 1995, which has brought billions of dollars in federal relief. Over $2 billion has come in from the 97 floods, the 2009, the 2011 flood events to our state and to our tribal communities. She's even been tapped by the North Dakota Department of Agriculture to help with the USDA secretarial disaster declarations. Her work was key to the success in the state receiving designation last year. For her incredible commitment to quality, helping North Dakota people and communities after disasters and assisting them to become stronger and more resilient to future events, it's our deep honor to recognize 27-year Team ND veteran, Deputy Planning Section Chief with the North Dakota Department of Emergency Services and recipient of the 2020 Harvest Award for Excellence in Quality, none other than Kathleen Donahue. Congratulations, Kathleen.
Thank you. I just heard Sean Johnson pounding on the wall over there. It's very much an honor to receive this award, but it really is about a team effort. And I have much gratitude for NDDS. My director, Cody Schultz, is here, my husband, and my adopted home state of North Dakota. And I just want everybody to know it's a blessing to work with such a broad base of state agencies and public and private partners, because without you, we could not build a resilient North Dakota. We could not achieve what we are doing. And just wanted to thank the governor. It's very easy to write for you. Your compassion stands out. And I just want you to know that I can tell my 96-year-old World War II veteran mom to wear a mask, but you say it, she does it. Thank you.
That's great. Well, thank you, Kathleen. Thanks for being online today. Thanks for all you do for the state of North Dakota. We appreciate it very, very much, and I look forward to giving you the award in person in the weeks to come. Our next award we are giving today is the Telegraph Award for Excellence in Technology. It's presented to team members whose use of technology has transformed how we as state government interact with our citizens and how they interact with us. Technology is changing every job, every industry, and every company. The state government is not immune to these forces. Virtually every business process that we touch in interacting with citizens has an opportunity to be improved if we can embrace the opportunity that technology provides to better serve our citizens, and if we can seek to be on the front edge of positive change. As North Dakota set out to respond to the ongoing COVID pandemic, we saw day after day we encountered new and then often unanticipated challenges. This individual, today's award winner, has been an invaluable partner in enlisting technology to solve new challenges, creating platforms and frameworks to continue to adapting to unprecedented situation. Sometimes they're presented the opportunity, I guess, with a growth mindset to work on platforms that they had little experience with, but yet they learned on the fly and they figured out how to create, for example, a testing registration application, as well as a contact tracing application that would become the cornerstone of the state's pandemic response efforts. Through this individual's efforts, systems that would normally have taken 12 months to stand up were brought up in 5 to 10 days. Automating traditionally manual processes to improve and empower our ability to respond to the rapidly evolving COVID-19. And with that automation, really providing productivity to the hundreds and hundreds of people, including National Guard members and others that were involved in the testing and the contact tracing. As one nominator said, there are a large number of people responsible for logistics of using contact tracing and test registration in the field, interacting with citizens, but the heroic efforts of an IT nerd, and as coming from the tech sector, that is a high compliment. But the heroic efforts of an IT nerd at his keyboard are responsible for creating possibilities where before there was nothing. This Telegraph Award always has a special meaning to me because we may not think back to the earliest days of communication when North Dakota had none. The first telegraph, when it came to North Dakota following the railroad in the 1880s, an early pioneer, and my great-grandmother, Linda Slaughter, who was a local writer and author, was elected to be the first individual to compose and send a telegraph. And so there's a special personal connection with the technology in North Dakota. And so for this award, the Telegraph Award, and for his critical work in adapting technology to respond to new and innovative ways, to unprecedented challenges, empowering North Dakota's COVID-19 response with invaluable tools, it's an honor to recognize the lead architect with NDIT, with the state for more than 22 years, and now the recipient of the 2020 Telegraph Award for Excellence in Technology. Please help me in congratulating Eli Cornell. Eli?
Yeah. So yeah, again, thank you. Like I would say, this is a huge team effort. There was, like you were saying, there's lots of individuals that came together to move this effort forward as we leveraged technology to meet the challenges that we faced. And I would just like to call out a few team members directly, Michelle Defloff and Michael Benz from the Health Department, Chris Heine, Chris Ballmer from NDIT, and then the entire team of individuals that took on the continued support of all those efforts. So again, just thank you.
Well said. And again, great leadership, sharing your gratitude with other key team members, and also nice of you to connect in from the Pembina Gorge, beautiful Pembina Gorge there today. I think we're going to have lessons for Eli to help everybody improve their background. So thank you, Eli. And moving on to the next award, this is our second of three Zazula Awards, the one who helps as we're adjusting, all of us, to the realities of life on video conference. Workplaces across the state are adapting to remote environments and face unique challenges that come with their individual needs. This individual has dedicated untold hours to ensure that colleagues and clients, state team members, are prepared with the skills to participate in remote proceedings. And as every one of their nominators noted, has done so with an extraordinary level of quality and patience. One nominator said they've been instrumental in researching, implementing, and training this branch of government on reliable electronic means. They've worked tirelessly together to put specific training sessions to educate staff on how these platforms can really work, holding numerous mock court sessions to ensure that every aspect of the program works and to ensure that every question, no matter how simple, is answered. The list of accomplishments that she has helped tackle is staggering. They include holding remote oral arguments for the North Dakota Supreme Court, live streaming of those arguments, training of Supreme Court staff on video platforms, holding remote trial court proceedings, live streaming of those proceedings, implementing a video platform protocol for clerks of court, assigning tools to the juvenile court staff for holding remote meetings, creating opportunities in areas that had not previously had access to hearings by reliable and secure electronic means, and providing weekly educational sessions for court personnel. This award winner's been busy helping. So for her work in educating, supporting, and empowering a successful transition in a really rapid compressed time period, moving to this to be able to do distance, but keep the wheels of justice turning and ensuring the continuity of our system, our legal justice system, please join me in congratulating an individual who's been serving as part of Team ND for 12 years. She's the Education and Special Projects Coordinator with the North Dakota Supreme Court, and is now the second of our three recipients of the 2020 Zazula Award for the one who helps, none other than award winner Kim Doctor. Kim, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor. First off, I'd like to thank all the judges and court staff who have inspired me daily and allowed me to be a part of their steadfast commitment to providing access to justice. This pandemic has given me the opportunity to really see inside the courts, and I've been nothing but proud to be a part of the judicial branch. Thanks to my kids for providing a regular adrenaline rush, never knowing what will appear behind me while on video calls. Really, though, for stepping up and taking on a lot of extra work at home during this pandemic. And last, but certainly not least, a special thank you to the Reliable Electronic Means Work Group, led by Justice Crothers, for their innovation, support, leadership, and always some much needed humor. And with that, star 6.
Thank you, Kim. Again, great work on everything you're doing within the judicial branch. Again, fantastic. Congratulations. Look forward to giving you your award in person as well. Our next award is the Sodbuster Award for Excellence in Growth Mindset. This is presented to individuals who embrace challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. They actively seek out to incorporate feedback from others to improve their own knowledge, skills, and ability. This individual identified a need for greater focus and attention on team members' wellness beyond physical health and including the behavioral health, particularly for team members in high stress roles. This individual has actively sought out multiple sources in their effort to better understand the current challenges and identify opportunities for response. They're leading an effort to refresh existing policies, ensuring that they can employ modern approaches to behavioral health, organizing trainings for team members, and actively seeking feedback from stakeholders on how to improve. This leader convened a wellness committee comprised of agency representatives covering specialty areas such as family relationships, financial literacy, and physical health to help create and implement change for the betterment of team members in both their personal and professional lives. This individual is also working to implement a wellness app that will provide on-demand access to confidential support 24 hours a day with a goal to provide employees access to appropriate assistance anytime a need arises. As one nominator said, in the past, law enforcement officers were expected to deal with traumatic incidents and keep moving forward. This was deeply entrenched in the culture of law enforcement. Thanks to this individual, our mindset can now grow and transition from simply getting team members home safe at the end of each shift to getting them home in a better state of mind to be a good partner, a good parent, a good friend, or a good neighbor. For his unfailing efforts to address and reduce the shame and stigma associated with behavioral health challenges among law enforcement community, it's a deep honor to recognize, after 21 years serving as a member of Team ND, the Chief of Staff with the North Dakota Highway Patrol and recipient of the 2020 Sodbuster Award for Growth Mindset, none other than Major Aaron Hummel. Congratulations, Major.
Well, thank you, Governor, and the committee for selecting me as the recipient of the Sodbuster Award. I really do feel that I'm accepting the award on behalf of a team of dedicated and forward-thinking Highway Patrol employees who want to see us break out of that shell that our profession is known for. I've always heard the saying that in emergency services, you know, those professionals have a front row seat to what some would call the greatest show on earth. We not only get to see the best of society, but we are also tasked with jumping into the worst part. For so many years, that culture has been to deal with whatever that call throws at you, dust yourself off, and move on to the next call. It's tough to break through that expectation that you always need to have your game face on. Although we may be slow to the table, we're learning so much more as a profession to help combat those factors that put a strain on our overall wellness. You don't have to dig too deep into the 24/7 news cycle to realize that our timing couldn't be any better with this project. So I'm lucky and grateful to be in the position where I can transform that culture and create an environment that will bring tools and resources to our employees. And it's certainly not a project that can be achieved by one person alone, and I'm very appreciative of the team working with me. I'd be glad to share any of the lessons we've learned to the rest of Team North Dakota. I feel we're beginning to scratch the surface here, but I'm excited for the rest of the journey. So thank you, Governor, and the selection committee, as well as my nominator for the award. I really do appreciate it.
Well, congratulations, Major. And I do know, I appreciate your offer to share your learning, because I know the work that you're doing with the North Dakota's Finest and the North Dakota Highway Patrol, that those lessons and programs and ideas you have are likely applicable across all agencies in North Dakota. So again, thank you for your growth mindset. Thank you for your leadership.
You're welcome.
The next award we have is for the Frontier Award for Excellence in Continuous Learning. It's given to an individual who actively sought out new frontiers by learning to increase their own knowledge through a growth mindset and becoming a center of knowledge for their peers. In this way, they are championing education throughout government, introducing us to new skills and tools to make us more effective at what we do. This individual, the award winner today, is constantly seeking and applying new knowledge as they engage stakeholders and clients across state government for a variety of IT projects, whether it's project management, portfolio management, agile methodologies, Lean Six Sigma, demand management, or simply general self-improvement. This individual is always trying to improve themselves and their team. This individual empowers members of their team to take on new projects, learning new processes through invaluable experience. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, this individual has been a valuable member of the continuity of government team, supporting ongoing efforts to develop policies for working differently and the new workplace in rapidly evolving environment where knowledge is shifting and we're adopting moment by moment. One nominator said this individual has demonstrated the ability to adapt and overcome while learning and spreading knowledge to their team. Their continuous improvement mindset has propelled their teams to a new level of maturity and capability. He's an excellent lifelong learner and teacher. With more than 15 years with the state, he's demonstrated a commitment to learning and has embraced and empowered team members to embrace new knowledge. It's an honor to recognize Project Director with the North Dakota Information Technology team and the recipient of the 2020 Frontier Award for Excellence in Continuous Learning, Justin Data. Congratulations, Justin.
Well, thank you. What a pleasant surprise on a Thursday. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, what a fantastic award to get, and to be recognized for this. You know, I do enjoy learning. And in fact, you know, I know there's a little bit of a organizational change management program that's coming up, and I'm jumping into that one as well. But I will say, along with getting this, and you know, I think that's what you've described. It kind of really does key into my passions for learning. Is that, you know, I like you said, I direct the project management office, and I think that trait is a hallmark of everyone that is in that project office too. I think you need that to be a project manager. You need that to be able to jump into new projects and to be able to basically be a white collar smoke jumper, if you will. The people on the project office team, we are always assigned to kind of jump into a new environment. You might not know what you're going to expect. You don't know how things are going to turn out, but there's a business problem or a tech problem or something that needs figuring out, and there's very little background to get you started. So that team's the type of people who jump in and do that, and you can't do it without continually being interested in improving your knowledge so you can understand different people, different places, different businesses, and the value that is needed to be realized in all these situations. So thank you, Governor, for the award. I greatly appreciate it, and I think it's a mark of the excellent team that I work with and work for, and I look forward to being able to learn more in the days ahead. Thank you very much.
Well, again, congratulations, Justin, and the man with the perfect last name for winning this award. Justin Data.
It's a real name.
Next
too.
on, a Heritage Award for Excellence in Citizen Focus. Heritage Award honors an individual who has shown resourcefulness, determination, and personal integrity, overcoming obstacle after obstacle to do what's right by the citizen. Citizens have varying degrees of interaction with state government. Some may interact with a number of agencies on a near daily basis. Others may not have more than one or two touch points in a year. Yet each one of the most common state agencies for our citizens to interact with is NDDOT. From a citizen's first driver's license to registering your car for every year to transferring a title, nearly every North Dakotan has done or will do business with our team members at NDDOT. This individual we're recognizing today has worked hard before and throughout the COVID-19 pandemic to emphasize a citizen-focused approach. They encourage their team members to ask why. Why is it done this way? And what can we do better or differently? And through these efforts, they've inspired team members to embrace and better serve citizens. Their efforts led to the adoption of the appointment-based services at all NDDOT locations, and which of course reduced wait times tremendously for citizens. They've helped move a number of services online and improve services for a more mobile, collected population. As the COVID-19 pandemic closed a majority of in-person services for a period of time, this individual's work and vision has positioned the division to respond quickly and flexibly to changing demands. One nominator said that this individual has been a pioneer for change in the motor vehicle department. They have consistently been driving for change since they first came to the NDDOT. They are always looking for efficient ways to do things while keeping customers, team members, and morale at the forefront. For her commitment to the experience of our citizens and for embracing innovation, provide effective and efficient service, please join me in congratulating 17-year Team ND veteran from the Assistant Motor Vehicle Division Director from the North Dakota Department of Transportation, and now the 220 recipient of the Heritage Award for Citizen Focus. Please help me congratulate Jennifer Blumhagen. Jennifer, congratulations.
Wow, thank you so much. Being nominated and selected for this award among all the talented professionals across the state is truly an amazing honor. I'm privileged to serve with the entire team at the Department of Transportation, and I'm especially grateful for our supportive executive team, our communications department, which helps us tell our story to our citizens, our IT professionals, our driver's license team members, and especially my hardworking, forward-thinking motor vehicle team that truly inspire me daily. Thank you.
Well, great work and keep it up. We know there's great things have been accomplished, but more great things on the horizon. So thank you, Jennifer, and your entire team. Next award, Landmark Award for Excellence in People Management. This honors a manager who has generated a remarkable spirit of unity and purpose in their department or team. They have provided their team with a plan, the support, and the role model necessary to succeed. As a result of their leadership skill, this team has accomplished something of true value to an organization, making a difference and worthy of remembrance. This manager has gone out of their way to build community among their team and the citizens they serve. With a commitment to effective and transparent communication, they've driven consistent implementation of policies, procedures, and protocols to ensure strong management practices across multiple locations. They've inspired unity among their teams, not only providing a roadmap and direction, but also the ever important why behind why policies are changing, taking time to address uncertainty, providing feedback to team members so they understand how their actions support the mission of the whole team. During the pandemic, this leadership has been, their leadership has been solid and steady, taking it upon themselves to provide daily updates to all of the team members in the agency, installing a sense of calm and confidence, reassuring team members that challenges we face will be met, comforting team members by sharing concerns and personal thoughts, and by informing team members of the obstacles that need to be addressed. One nominator said, even before the pandemic, this manager changed the way their corrections facility was run to improve the lives of those in their care. They inspire success for those under their leadership and help them achieve their goals. Staff under their leadership are empowered to think outside the box and to find better ways to do things. This individual embodies the mission of the department every single day by transforming lives, influencing change, and strengthening community. This leaders' efforts before and throughout the pandemic have ensured that North Dakota citizens are well cared for, that team member safety is a priority, and that we continue to support our neighbors with a second chance. As the leader of a team caring for vulnerable citizens in a high-stress environment and for his commitment to the continued health and safety of those in his charge, it's an honor to recognize, after his 10 years of dedicated service to the state of North Dakota, the Director of Facility Operations for the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation and the recipient of the 2020 Landmark Award for Excellence in People Management. Please help me congratulate Colby Braun. Colby.
Thank you, Governor, and the selection committee and the nomination. Corrections is definitely not a place that you normally see dynamic. like when you think of corrections, you don't think of people being dynamic. It's not the view of it. I think in North Dakota, we definitely see something different. We have people that are dynamic and are willing to trust and are committed beyond the fences, beyond the prison walls. And I'm honored and actually a little bit taken aback that I was nominated for this award. And I am blessed and honored to have a team of people that just are committed to this state and to the people that to our vulnerable people that are in our prisons. So I thank you for that, and I appreciate it very much.
Well, Colby, again, congratulations and thank you for your leadership and to your whole team and to everybody in corrections who really embody the idea that we're working in the corrections to build better neighbors versus building better prisoners. And again, we thank you and all of corrections for that. Next up is the Zazula Award. This is our third of 3 Zazula Awards. And again, the Zazula Award, the one who helps. We all know that during times of stress, small acts of kindness have an extraordinary ability to positively influence the people around us. This individual is defined by countless small acts of kindness they share with some of our most vulnerable citizens, the men and women who've given more than most, and in doing so have earned our respect. With patience and good nature, this individual has gained a following, providing those in their charge with a helping hand, sometimes with a friendly smile or some timely company, a kind word, or even just a quiet presence. This individual has stepped up outside their job duties to ensure the health and safety for residents. One nominator said he plays cards and does puzzles with a lot of our Night Owl residents. He is always there just to talk if they're having a bad night. There are not many men left in this world who would take the time and the care he does with his job. He goes above and beyond his job description without looking for any kind of recognition. At a time when many North Dakotans in long-term care facilities across our state were faced with additional challenges, the concern and fear about catching a deadly disease, the isolation when we had restricted visitation, this individual who every day and every night literally was in a long-term care facility, continue to go above and beyond to provide care and compassion to our most vulnerable citizens. As I think most Team ND members know, that there are over 215 facilities in our state that provide some form of long-term care. One of those is directly operated by the state of North Dakota, and that's the North Dakota Veterans Home in Lisbon, North Dakota, populated by those who have served our country in their lifetime. This award winner has had 7 years of service, 7 years of commitment and kindness to North Dakota veterans, 7 years of service as the night watchman at the North Dakota Veterans Home, and he is our third recipient this year of the 2020 Zula Award for the one who helps. Please help me congratulate Steve Schutt. Steve?
Well, hello.
Hello, Steve. This is Governor Burgum, and I know that you probably just got off work a few hours ago after working all night. But again, congratulations on behalf of all of us for your recognition, and thanks for all you do for North Dakota veterans.
All I can say is, wow. I'm very grateful to my nominator, and I totally enjoy my job. I love spending time with the residents here, and I'm really surprised. I'm very grateful, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, spoken with true humility, and again, on behalf of all of us, thanks for all those caring moments and extra work you do for North Dakota veterans. Much appreciated. Our next award, the 10th out of 11 awards, is the Pioneer Award for Excellence in Innovation, and it recognizes an individual with a pioneer spirit to drive and innovate and the eagerness to embrace opportunities found going forward. This individual's passion for and dedication to North Dakota citizens and Team ND is impressive. She has a pioneer spirit that has embraced new challenges as opportunities, not as barriers. She inspires those around her to achieve great things and is always quick to compliment or provide the extra kindness needed at just the right time. She builds strong partnerships through active listening and compromise, and with a strong growth mindset, she encourages new ideas and persuades those around her to action. She's helped provide real-time solutions with surgical precision related to the challenges North Dakota's face through the pandemic. Her work on childcare allowed North Dakota to lead the nation in restarting child care services by allowing for the care of vulnerable populations, as well as balancing the need to protect the lives and livelihoods of all North Dakota residents. She showed her resourcefulness, her determination, and her personal integrity as she helped North Dakota create policies to address the specific challenges in our state. And I know that other states looked at these child care policies and during the pandemic and adopted or copied some of them outright. Whether it is the rethinking statewide housing policies or advocating for those that are most vulnerable, this individual continues to transform the landscape of services and supports available within our state. Her humble approach and gentle spirit provides a safe space for any and all to be heard and included as we move towards solutions to these sometimes viewed as intractable problems. She's had less than a year with the state of North Dakota, but like many of our team members that have joined us recently, this individual has jumped in and gone above and beyond to develop and implement innovative policies that best serve the North Dakota's most challenged and most vulnerable populations. So please join me in congratulating the Executive Policy Director for Community Inclusion with the North Dakota Department of Human Services and our 2020 award winner for the Pioneer Award for Excellence and Innovation. Please help me congratulate Jessica Thomason. Jessica, congratulations.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Governor, for this. I don't quite know what to say. You know, I have one of those jobs that's hard to define. In fact, I've always had jobs that are hard to define. So when my kids used to ask me, what do you do? I would tell them, well, I just try to make my little corner of the world just a little bit better. And I can honestly say when I joined the Department of Human Services and Team ND in February, I found a whole lot of people with that same job description. It's really been an honor to have a chance to do things that you hope make a little bit of a difference for somebody who maybe is facing something that they're struggling with. I can't thank enough all of the people I've had a chance to get to know and feel like I've known much longer than 7 months, 8 months, however long we've been here. It's really a remarkable team to be part of, and I'm truly humbled by this. Thank you very much.
Well, Jessica, again, congrats to you and your whole team, and I know that your work and the work of your team is really living out our 6-word purpose statement. You really are improving lives and empowering people and inspiring success. So again, thank you and congratulations. Our next award is the that we have today is actually our last award, the Roaming Bison Award. Got to say, I love this award. Part of the reason it's called the Roaming Bison Award is because we have a big trophy for the Roaming Bison Award, and the award moves from team to team. They get to hold the traveling trophy for that year, and we've had some great Roaming Bison Award winners in the past. This award is given to a team, and it is given to a team that's either within an agency or it can be a cross agency group that's been working to do truly exceptional work. These teams collectively demonstrate innovation in project in execution. They exhibit courageous curiosity and problem solving, and they use technology to increase efficiency. They represent the best in class and citizen focus and a commitment to being a world-class provider. Breaking down silos and promoting cooperation across state government, we create opportunities to share knowledge and expertise and find efficiencies to develop collaborative approaches to better serve our citizens. This year's team that is the recipient of the Roaming Bison Award has truly used a whole of government approach to respond to a rapidly and constantly changing environment to save lives and livelihoods. And while some may say we saved the best for last, I actually mentioned this award award recipient first at the beginning of the program when I shared all the ways in which our various state agencies had come together to tackle unprecedented challenges, which at times have seemed like insurmountable obstacles. To say that these team recipients went above and beyond the call of duty doesn't even begin to cover it. Day after day, night after night, we asked so much of these team members, stretching them to the limit, and because we knew and they knew that lives were literally at stake, and day after day they found a way to deliver. So it is with the most heartfelt appreciation and deepest gratitude that I have the honor of presenting this year's Roaming Bison Award to the state of North Dakota's COVID-19 response team. This team touches many different agencies. We've invited Dr. Christy Mason, the director of the state microbiology lab, to accept the award on behalf of the very large, very dedicated, and very effective COVID-19 response team. And Christy, of course, your work in the lab has been part of this. And so again, appropriate that you're accepting the award on behalf of all of the recipients of the Roaming Bison Award. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations to the COVID-19 response team. Christy?
Thank you, Governor Burgum. I'm very honored to be accepting this award on the group's behalf, and everyone involved in this pandemic response deserves this award for their incredible work and dedication to the citizens of North Dakota. The efforts of this team range from creating economic resilience, protecting the vulnerable populations, assisting the healthcare facilities and providers, collecting and performing lab tests, advancing technology, analyzing data, contact tracing, and training and educating the public. It's with all these different partnerships that we've been able to accomplish as much as we've done during this pandemic. And a special thank you to Major General Dorman for his leadership in Unified Command and his National Guard team for their consistent presence and assistance since day one of this pandemic. And on behalf of everyone in the COVID-19 response team, thank you so much for this great honor. We look forward to continuing to serve the citizens of North Dakota.
Thank you, Christy. And at some point when the pandemic is behind us, I look forward to having a reunion with the COVID-19 response team and presenting the award and getting a team picture in person. But thank you for representing them all today. And to all the COVID-19 response team members, we're still in a marathon. We don't know if we're halfway through or where we are, but I just again want to thank you for your daily dedication to the important work that you're doing. Okay, next up, that concludes our awards, but we have 2 more gift cards to draw for nominators. So if you're still online watching along, Amr, here we come. We got there's just like 800 plus names in here, and one lucky name is getting drawn right now. And Ashley Kelsch is the first winner of a $25 gift certificate from an anonymous donor. No state funds involved, but these prizes are again going out to people who took the time to do nominations, and we want to thank those 400 plus individuals who did take the time to do that. Your effort to provide gratitude really matters. And our next and final award winner for the nominators goes to Kevin Janes. Kevin Janes, congratulations and thank you. Thank you, Amr. And we are now at the conclusion of our ceremony. I want to thank everyone for participating online. I want to express gratitude to everybody that was involved, from Danny Hopkins to Jody Hansen, Mike Nowatzki, the whole team within the governor's office, and anyone else that had worked on this effort. And I want to also thank again Clint and the whole team for helping produce this. The folks that worked, Kelly and the team that worked on the video at the beginning. But I want to thank all of you that are watching for the amazing work that Team ND does every day to empower people, improve lives, and inspire success. And again, I would say, as I always like to close with a challenge. If you know somebody that you said, wow, I sure think they were deserving of an award today, you were probably right, because with those 800 and some nominations. But if there's somebody doing amazing work right now during this pandemic, start a file, put it next to your desk, and put down the Team ND Governor's Awards, and then just add to it during the year when people are doing great work, that you'll have a little file that you can refer to of people that you want to take the time to submit a nomination for next year. And I guess my challenge would be, with all the great work going on next year, I would expect that we should have over 1,000 nominations next year. And again, keep focused on that purpose statement, which keeps us going every day, empowering people, inspiring success, and improving lives, and right now actually saving lives. So thank you all, Team ND. Congratulations again to everybody who was nominated. Fantastic fantastic work on those over 400 nominations, and congratulations to our 11 award winners today who especially deserve recognition. Great to be with you electronically, and thank you all, and have a fantastic Team ND Day. Take care.